Yes, good evening everyone. So today we are going to talk about Bank of Japan. So and the yen's appreciation for the past 2 days. So what is happening inside Japan? So the Bank of Japan is now getting serious about propping up the yen with direct market intervention after job warning by the government and by the Bank of Japan has failed to halt the yen's plunge against the dollar. So we have already noted that the Bank of Japan has very two options to intervene in the forex market to stop the depreciation against the dollar, or it has to raise interest rates further to move away from the loose monetary policy. So these are the two options that we have said earlier. But the Bank of Japan, you have to see that they are handcuffed because Japan had usually had a trade deficit of nearly 2.1 trillion when compared to the last year. So it is having month-on-month highs of trade deficit, which is also a very alarming thing to note about. So that could also be the reason for Japanese yen's depreciation against the dollar. Apart from that, rate differentials. So the second thing we have to see that even though if Japan wanted to do the intervention, it can't make a big impact in the forex market with the unilateral intervention like type. It has to get a help from Bank of England, ECB, and Federal Reserve. So these three banks has to help coordinately with the Bank of Japan to prop up the yen higher. You know that the situation today is a very inflation environment all over the world. So the central banks have been scrambling to hike rates today. In this environment, the Bank of Japan has no option but to intervene a bit in the market, or has to change its policy. Many analysts now feel that the Bank of Japan will change its policy after Mr. Kuruda retires by April 2023. So even though the Bank of Japan wanted to do that, they can't do it in a shift move, because the ruling party and opposition parties wanted a lot of fiscal stimulus. Today also you see that one of the parliament members said that they wanted stimulus of $209 billion to stimulate the economy. So they are just doing QE, quantitative easing, like that. This is exactly opposite what is happening today in the world. The world is moving away from easy monetary policy. The financial conditions are getting tight. Today in the evening, that we have seen that the Chinese yuan jumps above 7 to the dollar. $1 now fetch 7 RMB. RMB is nothing but renminbi. So these kind of things are happening in the market, and 2-year treasury yields are jumping towards 3.8%. Many traders in the trading desk from Dubai, Frankfurt, London are thinking that the rates could go double to 6% like that. So these are the things that are happening. If the Bank of Japan wanted to solve this currency problem, it has to take the yield curve peg to close to the 0.75% or 1%. It will also help some kind of situations for the yen. So Kuruda, who is one of the very supporter of Abenomics, which relied on a huge burst of money printing and interest rate repression, will stay in office until April 2023. We have said that, and he has been digging in his heels on rate hikes. So he is not willing to do that, because Japan had also had debt to GDP ratio of 250%. So they have more than 5 trillion of loans circling inside the economy. Some of the loans have been given to stabilize the zombie companies. A lot of companies have been under stress in Japan, which has been supported by the central bank policies. And he has already ended in money printing spree that Abenomics become infamous for. The balance sheet has been declining for 4 months, but rate hikes, no. He's still talking tough and blowing of companies frustrated by surging costs and consumers frustrated by surging prices. So it is tough to take the end to lows. Even though we were thinking yesterday that some of the things will happen, but when talking to analysts and traders, it is tough. So the markets will win this battle. That's all.